Regarding the protest yesterday by the traders at Little India, what is the state government stand on this?
I must say that we are not in a position to deal with a global issue. I think global issues include fair competition, anti-dumping laws and all that. But in this particular case, the applicants have come to Penang for a few times already. So initially, they applied for 10 days, and they chose somewhere very near Little India, which is the Times Square. So what we did was to, of course, after hearing the objections of Little India traders, we managed to get the promoter of this carnival to move away from Times Square to Pisa, which is further away from Little India, and to reduce the number of days from 10 days to 5 days. So from last year it was 5 days. This year I think they apply also, I don't know whether they apply or not, but from publicity material, they will be here for 5 days or so. So that is for the state, while recognizing anybody can do business in the state with the necessary permission, we also want them to be aware that their presence here have impacted the business of the local traders in Little India. So they have also compromised in the sense that reduce to 5 days and then move away from nearer Little India to Pisa, which is further away. But then, as I said yesterday, with so many traders in other towns taking part in this protest, it has not become a national issue for the ministry to look seriously on why 1,000 over traders throughout the country, in particular the Indian section, Indian town or Indian businessmen, have taken such drastic action as to call for a nationwide shutdown protest action, which also cost them millions in terms of sales on one particular day. Their intention is to highlight their plight. So I think the national government must take this matter up to address the grievances of local traders. I'm sure if you are doing business and you rely on some seasonal festive season for additional sales, you won't want illegal hawkers or traders selling the same items to set up shop in the store in front of your shop house to take away your customers. So basically, in a nutshell, this is the feeling. They have to trade there for 365 days. Some months the sales are not so good, some months may be better. It is on an average they make a living out of the business. But someone from outside chose the festive season to come and take away a big portion of the business without having to beg out all those low periods where they have maybe 10 months of low sales period. This guy just come in and then to do sales on the peak season, whereas other traders have to get stuck in their shops for the next 10 months on regular average sales. So that is to them unfair competition. If anyone say fair competition, I think the President, Vasanta Kumar, make a very nice comment, I felt. Is that you want fair competition, come to Little India to trade as us 365 days, offer as cheap as you can, if you can, and then that is fair competition. Basically having the same cost, and then you compete on the price. That is fair competition, not something like the promoter of the carnival is doing.
Actually, it's approved by.
Of course, the items you bring in, you have to go through the custom. Do you have income tax and all those? They are claiming that they don't comply with all this. It's sort of a, but they are organized by local companies, bringing in foreign traders to set up the stores. And why did I say anti-dumping? They are anti-dumping regulations. Because if you bring in containers load of goods, and by the end of the promotion, you don't want to take back the container, half a container, a quarter container back to your country. You dump it by selling it lower, so that it's like a cheap sales and all that. Yes, it is good for the consumer, no doubt about it. But in the process, businessmen suffer. The genuine business people suffer.
Well, the organizers have claimed that they have the state's full support because this is like an annual event where it draws tourists and things like that. So,
I mean, I have no statistics to say that how many percent of tourists will travel all the way to Pisa to. How many tourists come to Penang anyway? And to go to Pisa to. Basically, are all local people.
I support both sides.
That is a real grievance, that need to be addressed. We are not saying that the carnival don't come to Penang. That's why we say we persuade them to move further away from Little India and cut down on the number of days. We are not saying you don't come to Penang, which we cannot do Just that a compromise be reached. You move away. Even better, you don't come during Hari Raya and Deepavali season. Come during the lean period. Penang people want to buy cheap product also. Come in March, April or what. You are most welcome to come, isn't it? But why choose the seasons that everybody will be spending? So that is also another issue.
So YB, have they agreed to cut down to 5 days?
It is already 5 days from 10 days in the past.
But how about the Pisa?
Huh?
How about the Pisa?
Yeah, they are operating from Pisa. Since last year, they have gone to Pisa already.
step in for any mediation between the traders and the organizers?
I think the mediation was done 2-3 years ago. That the compromise has been. But then, as I said, it's now a national issue. Maybe whatever Ministry of Domestic Trade and all that should also look into this problem. The mediation was done 2 years ago. That's why they agreed to move away from Times Square and then reduce the number of days.